We're hoping for a big team in the cup soonish when they enter the fray, to sort of test ourselves properly against it. Because ultimately we don't know. We've got the one game against Fulham kind of to sort of try and guess whether we could handle exactly. It's not really a barometer to measure ourselves against. So we could do with drawing a decent team in the cup.
Keep right on.
Keep right on.
Hey Ian, keep right on, baby.
Fucking Blues.
Keep right on.
Come on, you Blue boys.
Keep right on. Keep right on.
What's going on, Bluenoses? This is the boy in blue, and we are back with another podcast. This is a special podcast because I tried to reach out to as many blues content creators as possible, and I thought it'd be really nice to get as many people on because we all do our own content in our own wonderful ways. So joining me tonight is my blues brother, Nick. How you doing, son?
Yeah, I'm all right, brother. I'm not too bad. I've got the microphone going, I think. I don't know which one. Like, when I go onto my microphone settings, there's about 5 different mics, so hopefully this is a proper one. So, yeah, I'm good, brother. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. I'm all good.
Good.
Are we going to get our other brother? Here he is, John Eustace. Adam Lees, here he is, son.
Don't start it, mate. Don't start it.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, so, mate. It's good to have you on, mate. It's good to see you again.
Thank you.
We saw you yesterday.
I know, yeah, just missed you.
So I've got to get you a beer, mate.
Got to meet up.
Yeah, definitely. And our next guest is Mr. Joe Hall. How you doing?
There. How are we?
We're all right, mate. You?
I am very good. Happy to be here.
Good lad. And our last guest, here he is, the man, the legend. That lad's going goal, Mr. Mark Watson. How you doing, son?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. We've done this, haven't we, already?
First time I've ever been called a legend, but thank you. To be honest,
mate.
First time anyone's called me a content creator. They call me lots of words beginning with C, but never content creator. So I'll take that, thanks.
I follow you on Twitter, mate, and I was laughing at some of your posts when you was tagging that Villa guy in, when he was on about blues and stuff.
Oh, honestly,
yeah, mate.
It's best for everyone just to mute me because I'm going to be insufferable. The more we win, the worse I'm going to be on Twitter. When we win the league, just mute me because it's going to be vile. I'm going to be horrible to everyone. My own family, I'm going to destroy them on Twitter if I get the chance.
But yeah, before we start talking, I just want to thank all 4 of you for coming on and stuff because it's really nice to do things like this, and hopefully we can do some more stuff like this in the future as well. But with what's going on with blues and stuff at the minute, it's just unreal, ain't it, lads? I mean, we'll start with Nick. Off the Bolton game. What's your thoughts, Nick?
Yeah. Do you know what? I thought it was one of our best performances, especially like in terms of like moving the ball quicker. Do you know what I mean? I thought like it looked more like a finished article. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't claim to say it's a finished article at the moment. If we're going in percentages, I'd say we're up to about 80%. I still think there's more to come from the team, maybe more goals. But yeah, a lot more urgency last night. Sorry, I thought Paik and Iwata were unbelievable again in that sense. I know everyone bangs on about Paik and Iwata, but they're just unreal, man. I thought especially Paik was class last night. I know Iwata got that that class goal, but nah, man, I'm just buzzing. I really enjoyed watching that game last night. I was like, I turned to my pal at times, like when we was keeping the ball for about 5, 6, 7 minutes, just spraying it out wide, really quick. It wasn't like slow possession-based football, and like honestly, it was like watching Man City. I'm not even lying. Do you know what I mean? It's like watching like Man City versus Sheffield United last season. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, I'm just buzzing, and I think like, you know, we've gone about this 100 points and 100 goals and stuff, and I was a bit hesitant, you know, due to you know the last 12, 13 years. You just don't want to get your hopes up, but yeah, man, man, I can't see no one really challenging us. Do you know what I mean? I'm saying that quietly, like quietly, but I'm confidently as well. You know what I mean? I just can't, man. I can't see. I can't see a team coming to St Andrews and taking 3 points off us. Put it that way. Do you know what I mean?
What do you reckon, Ad?
I think it's been a start to the season we dreamed of. I think every team would dream of this start, wouldn't they? Lost one. It was a really off game. But yeah, Tuesday night was just a joy to watch, wasn't it? I suppose we just played it around the park beautifully. It was nice to actually start a game and not hand the opposition a goal within the first 10 minutes. So it was nice for us to get that early goal. And then, yeah, I think we just controlled it. They did have one or two very good chances. You know, let's not forget that. The lad they brought on at maybe half-time or just after half-time, I think he had two sitters that could have changed the game quite easily. But then Blues also had one or two. You know, May could have got his shot away instead of trying to round the keeper. But overall, it was a very pleasing performance. I wouldn't say it was my most enjoyable one at St Andrews. I did prefer the Wrexham game at home. I don't know why. I just did. I think the whole atmosphere and everyone who was there that day, I just think
Back him there.
Yeah, with old Bex there and everyone. But it was pleasing to watch, you know. And like I said, I think if you start a season, you'd said after however many games is it now, we'd be sitting 4 points clear with only one loss. I think we all would have took it. And I think come Christmas we'll be 10 points clear. I think we'll even have the league wrapped up by March.
Yeah. Not only like is it a massive difference in the side though, but like with you as well though, Ed, because I mean from how we've done a few of these, haven't we? Like in how you was last season. Like you was
Yeah, but I was probably one of the fans last season that just slagged it all off, and I got hammered on Twitter for it all. But you know, I hate to sit and say I was right, but
no, you was right, mate. You know, I mean,
last season to this season is just so different. You know, we just don't play the players that have held us back for years anymore. They're nowhere near the starting 11. I'm not going to name names because again, when this goes on Twitter, people will jump all over me. But it's just a joy to watch at the minute. Even if we go 1-0 down, I'm always confident we'll outscore the opposition.
Yeah.
I just don't see any worry, and I think, like Nick said, I don't see any team picking up I don't even see many teams picking up 1 point at St Andrews this season. If I'm being brutally honest, teams away from home will challenge us a bit more, but I think, like I said, I think we'll be 10 points clear come Christmas, and I think some point in March the league will be ours, we'll be done, and we'll be on our holidays.
Mate, Mark, what do you reckon, Mike? Because I know you do a few videos and that as well, don't you? You're really good at analysing the game and stuff with Pewey and stuff. So
I'm good at talking bollocks, mate. If that's what you mean. I thought it was really good of us, and it shows how far we've come as a club, a community-based club. That in the second half we let Bolton touch the ball a few times, which I thought was really good of us. I think it was very kind of us to let them play a bit of football as well, instead of just watching us pass it around and take the piss out of them, which we did for best part of 60 odd minutes. I think in that first half we had something daft like 77% possession. We ended the game with 71% possession. If I'm honest, it was a bit boring. Going up that early was boring. There was no mountain to climb, and I loaded my Paddy Power account up. Other betting accounts are available. With money, waiting for us to concede that early goal, as we always do, from like a throw-in or a ball through the keeper's legs or something equally daft. And then we went and scored early because obviously the odds will drop on us winning if they score first. So I was ready to put that bet on. Then we scored, and that ruined my finances. So yeah, I wasn't too happy with that. But the game itself, like what can you say? Yes, we're class, they're shit. That's going to be the recurring theme for the entire season, I think. Charlton gave us a game. Charlton knew how to play against us. No one else has realised that if we just watch what Charlton did and do that and suppress Iwata and Paik, they might have a chance against us. Because I mean, if you want to pick a fault and pick a serious fault. Maybe we need to be a bit more clinical. Maybe we need to take the chances when we find them instead of trying to walk it in all the time. But we won 2-0. Like, what more can you ask for?
Quality, mate. Joe, what do you reckon, son?
I mean, I think this season as a whole has just kind of been something like really special so far. I mean, I'm definitely by far the youngest person on here. You know, I'm only 21.
What do you mean by far?
Oh no,
fuck off with you by far.
I think you all need to have a look in the mirror and get to grips with reality here. You're all fuck off.
Can we kick him?
But being honest, because I'm only 21, I never got to see like Blues, I suppose, peak of their powers. You know, my first season really getting into football was the 2010-11 season. So I got a great start to things. But from there, it has all been downhill. So pretty much my entire time being like a massive Blues fan. Obviously, I was going down the ground before then, but that was my first time being into it. Like, I went from seeing us win a trophy to nothing for like 13 years now. That seeing us actually do well, it's quite refreshing because I've never really had it before, at least at a level where I fully understand what's going on. So I'm just grateful for this season and I'm excited for what is to come.
Yeah. What do you reckon, lads?
Yeah, man. I didn't even know Joe was 21. Sorry, Mark. I didn't even know Joe was like 21.
I usually get told I look older. I know. Yeah, I usually get told I look older.
I thought you were the
I don't see it personally. I think I look like a child.
Well, I was the youngest in here, to be honest. But
all right, John Eustace, wind it in.
Oh dear. Right, best signing, lad, so far. Nick, who's your favourite player so far, mate?
Best signing this season?
Yeah, so far.
Fucking hell, man. Fucking Chris Davies.
Yeah.
Chris Davies.
I'm mine, mate.
You know, if you're going on the pitch, mate, there's so many. Like, it's so difficult. You know, like the keeping the Pike Sung Ho one. You know, Watta, Williamson. You know, Stansfield. There's just so many. It's so difficult to choose from. I just don't know. I just think like the recruitment's been absolutely amazing this season.
Yeah, it's been bang on.
Yeah, man. It's not been like in previous seasons where it's just been like, oh, let's get him, and you know, it's been really thought out. You know, we've been scouting in the Netherlands and them kind of countries. We're not buying or loaning injured players with big injury records. So, you know, hats off to the recruitment team, man. I think the whole... I mean, can you name one signing we've made this season what's been terrible?
No. Maybe, worst case scenario, like Lyndon Dykes. I like him, but I don't think he's done a lot, really. But apart from that, you know, I still like the guy. But yeah, I'd probably say Lyndon Dykes.
Yeah, probably at a push, yeah, you know, but he hasn't. For me, he hasn't. At push. You wouldn't. I probably wouldn't say he's been a bad signing, but probably out of all the signings, Jay, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, they're all good. They're all good.
Yeah, he hasn't shone. Maybe, you know, later on in the season, he'll offer something different. Do you know what I mean? Especially if we get a couple of injuries here and there, But yeah, man, it's just like I said, hats off to the recruitment team and the owners and that, like, willing to fork the dough out and get us out of this league. First time of asking, man, because I don't want to be knocking around this League One. Do you know what I mean, lads? So like, you know, it's the club's on the rise, man, and like, you know, as much as I don't really like Premiership football, Premier League football, that's the aim, innit? That's the aim, is to get to the Premier League. I'm on board, man. As many as other fans are, and it's just a joy, man. It's just a joy to get down the ground. Do you know what I mean? I enjoy getting down the ground. I actually enjoy getting in the ground, which is unheard of. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll go to that box-to-box bar. You know, seasons before, I'd be in the Roost or, you know, Boozers around Small Leaf, and it'd be the last I'd be getting in there about say if it was a night game, 5 to 8, like last night or something, or 5 to 3 on a Saturday. I just enjoy getting in and around the ground, and I think Joe touched on it. Like, it's just a massive, especially in the space of 14 months they've come in. It's a massive overhaul. Do you know what I mean? And it's unusual. It's unusual, but so pleasant at the same time.
Mark?
Right, we'll go with worst signing.
Go on, mate.
It'll piss people off, but I'll say it anyway. It'll be Djukovic extending his contract. Class player, class servant to the club. Keep him on as a coach. As a player, he's not likely to touch the pitch all that often. Maybe a cup game or something. Best signing is Cochrane. Partly because of all the signings we made, he was one I actually knew about, so I could tell everyone he's class, he is. So I now need to claim that he's the best we've signed. Otherwise, I look like a dick, and I don't want that to happen. But in terms of the owners and everything coming in, what you said, Nick, about turning up 5 minutes before kickoff and pissing off straight away after. I'm part of the Blues Matters group. It basically means that we have meetings at the club every now and again to discuss things. And literally the first thing we said was, we all turn up 5 minutes before kickoff and piss off straight away after. There is no reason for us to spend any time here. There is no incentive to spend money here whatsoever. Change that, and we sort out a lot of our problems, our transfer woes. It sorts out those problems. The reason we can spend money to rejuvenate the stadium is because we're selling shirts in the club shop. The takings in the club shop are so much exceeding, that's terrible grammar, far exceeding what we had last year, just in shirt sales alone. And all this pays for Stansfield. The fact that fans have a reason to be around the ground, in the fan parks, buying merch, beer, food, whatever, gives us Stansfield, gives us all these players we've signed. Yes, we had to sign a whole new squad, but we've paid for that. Yes, United have come in and thrown loads of money. It's fantastic. The reason they can do that is because we've also bought into this club. And that's the best thing United have done. They've given us reason to A, turn up, B, turn up early, and C, believe in what's going on. Everything they've said will happen has happened. They told us takeover day they were going to sort of hinted towards we are going to buy some land, and lo and behold, they spend 50 million on wheels. These owners are fantastic, and rival clubs can say, yeah, but you're in League One and it all went tits up. It hasn't. This is the best thing that could have happened to us, in my opinion.
I agree.
Is there anyone from the squad last year, Jay, that you would put in the squad this year other than Stansfield, obviously? And times that by the last 5 years, anyone from the last 5 years that isn't called Bellingham, would you have him in our squad now? Going down has been the best thing to happen to us.
100%, nice. Joe?
I think for me, signing of the season's kind of got to be Tomoki Iwata. I think he came in on deadline day, alongside Stansfield, and I think everyone ended up talking about, oh my God, we've signed Jay Stansfield, and kind of forgot about Iwata. And now
so harsh.
I know, and that was the thing. It's like an hour before. Look, Iwata was announced, and an hour later it's Stansfield, and everyone's talking about Stansfield. Everyone forgets about Iwata and forgets, oh wait, he's actually a very decent player. And I think now he's kind of showed that you can't forget about him. I mean, every goal he's scored has been an absolute screamer, for one, and then for two, even when he's not scoring screamers, he's on the pitch performing week in, week out at a very, very, very good level. We're talking 8, 9 out of 10s every single week. For a player to do that is absurd. And the fact that, like I said, he's kind of come in, been overshadowed by another signing on the same day. People have forgotten about him. So I think he's surprised a lot of people. He's surprised me for sure. And the goals he's scoring, again, I can't emphasize them enough because they're just absurd. So
Bangers, in they?
Yeah, he is my signing of the summer. And I really wish I could, give a worse signing of the summer, but I can't because Lyndon Dykes, again, you could say hasn't really had the impact, but he's not a first choice striker. He's not a second choice striker. Yeah, so what you say, and even the Dukey extension, again, maybe we shouldn't have kept him on, but then at the same time, I don't think it's bad by any means to have someone like Juki in the dressing room around the lads, a very experienced lad, and a player who, if we're being honest with ourselves, has made the most of the limited ability he's got. I'm not saying he's a crap footballer by any means, but Lukas Jutkovic is a perfect example of, if you make the most of what you've got, you can get this far. You know, he's not like a skillful player like Messi. He's very limited in terms of footballing ability, but look how far he's got through hard work and through using his advantages like his height and his aerial ability.
Yeah.
With Lyndon Dykes, this is just how my brain works. He just looks like the most lower level championship player in the world. He's the sort of signing that we would sign last 3 transfer windows. And I don't know why, because we haven't seen enough for him for me to make a judgment on him. But just everything about him just screams, fuck it, let's just get him in and see if he works. Rather than everyone else who seems like they were bought with purpose and for a reason. And that is very unfair of me to say, because I haven't seen enough of Lyndon Dykes, but that's the impression.
I think you're spot on.
Good point. Yeah, it's a good point.
But I also think, again, at the same time, you are right in terms of he is a lower bottom half of the championship sort of level striker. But bear in mind, we are still in League One. He's still a level above us to a degree. But again, he's a third choice striker. He's no worry to me. I'm sure we've shipped off soon enough.
He seems like the sort of player that it comes to deadline day, you've got an hour left before the window closes, and you go, shit, who's available? Craig, guards, load up Football Manager, just pick a name. Dykes, right? We'll have Dykes. I mean, again, that's very harsh, but
no, you're not wrong, though.
Do you reckon, Ad?
If we're going worst, and if we go off my Twitter and how much I go about one player in particular, I agree with Mark. For me, I cannot stand Lukas Jutkovic.
That's
that's a bit harsh. I didn't say that. No, you didn't agree with Mark. Mark didn't say that. No, Mark never said he can't stand him.
I've never
Don't lump me in with you, kid.
No, but for me, if we'd had money any time in the last 10 years, we'd have replaced him. It's that simple. I don't see why people want a statue of him outside the ground. That's the build a statue will be laughed at. I don't see him as a club legend at all. He's been a good servant. I'll give him that. But he's been a very lucky servant because he's known we haven't had the resources to replace him. So it's been nothing but offer him a contract because that's the only thing we can do because it's cheaper to keep him than replace him. So, it was his time definitely to go. It was his time to go a couple of seasons ago for me. So giving him a new contract was just, I don't see the logic behind that because I don't see him ever getting on the pitch. I don't even see him scoring a goal all season. So waste of wages. I know people say he's good to have around the place, but if that's the case, give him a coaching role then, and give the squad number to somebody who can actually have an impact on the pitch. So for me, I'll go that. I'll get hammered on Twitter, but let's go.
Come on, that's your opinion. At the end of the day, you're not like abusive to.
Listen, every time on Twitter, someone says to me, "How good he is," I say, "Hold on, he's been through 8 managers. 5 have moved on to another championship club, and not one of them have brought him off us. That surely says something." So, but that's that anyway. Probably my signing of the window so far, I would go Clara at the back. I just think he's been immense. I think he's been a monster. I think we've gone from watching players like Harley Dean, Mark Roberts, Sanderson that try and play with the ball, try and bring it out from the back, try and make space to receive it, and are actually clever with it. He's strong. He wins his headers. Not much gets past him. He's played every minute for us so far. So for me, I just think he's been an absolute monster in that back line. And he's had 2 or 3 different partners in Bielik. The other lad that played the other night from Rangers. And it just does nothing affects him. And I love the way he carries the ball up the pitch and just screams into the other team's half and just suppresses them back. So, but you could you could make a good case for half the new. Williamson's been amazing as well. You know, obviously we know Stansfield. Alfie May's been good. So yeah, you could make a case. But if I had to pick one, I would probably go Clara. Just
This is a question I want to ask you boys as well because me and Nick was on about this the other day. Because obviously we're playing some really decent football, and obviously Chris Davies is signed for X amount. Is it like a 3 or 4 year contract? Like we was talking about it, look, if Blues carry on the way they're going, and obviously we're going to progress, and the ambition of Knighthead and the goals where we want to get to, are you lads concerned about other teams approaching Chris Davies? We'll start with Mark,
Yes.
then work round to Joe, Adam, and Nick.
Yes, and I don't doubt that they will approach him, and I also don't doubt that Knighthead are fully aware they'll approach him. Chris Davies has the opportunity to be a Birmingham City legend, and I said the same about Jordan James. I said the same about Miyoshi, who also left. You have got a choice at this point with Birmingham City. You can jump on the Birmingham City train now when we're at our lowest level in League One. You can carry us up and up and up and through the leagues, and you can then move on to whoever you move on to, knowing that you helped drag this club up from the lowest it's been in decades and wear that like a badge of honour. Or you can jump ship, fuck off, and play, was it 20 minutes Jordan James has played in Italy? I'm not slagging off Jordan James at all. I'm really not. I'm just using him as an example. If Chris Davies come in, I love Chris Davies. I'd have his babies if that was biologically possible. I'm willing to give it a go, Chris, is what I'm saying, like biology or not. But if he decides in the summer, Southampton have come in for me, see you later, well then shake his hand, thank you very much, see you later, Chris, you weren't the right man for the job after all. No, that won't happen. I'm convinced that won't happen. He'll stay with us. Anyone who wants to ship now, when we are cresting the wave, we are at the base of the mountain, about to reach our potential. Anyone who wants to leave now has no ambition or foresight in their life, whether that's players, coach, Doris in the tea office, whoever, don't know what a tea office is. Whoever wants to jump ship now, fine, go, because you are not part of the project. This is the time to join Birmingham City. And yes, I don't doubt Chris Davies will have offers. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't have them come the summer. But I think he's the type of person who wants this project, because you don't come into Birmingham City in League One, sign for a long time, if you're just here for a quick visit, in my opinion.
Joe?
Right, I'll answer this question, and then I do have to jump out. It's past my bedtime, lads. You know, I don't know being the youngest. But, I think Chris Davies, he's going to get offers. There is no way in this world where across the next few years, Chris Davies doesn't get offers. But if you're asking me, does it worry me? Does it scare me? The answer is no. Look, at the end of the day, football doesn't start and end with Birmingham City. I mean, there are other clubs out there. There are other managers out there. There are other players out there, same with the players that have left, that we can go in for, we can try and sign. You know, I look at, say, Liverpool, for an example. People said about Klopp leaving, they'll really struggle for a manager now. Arne Slot's come in and done quite a good job with Liverpool so far. You know, Chris Davies, he's doing a phenomenal job, and I hope he stays forever. I'd absolutely love him too. I love his style of football. I love the way he deals with the players. I love the way he is with the fans. But should he leave, it's not the end of the world. There are other options out there. And, you know, arguably, there are probably better options out there than Chris Davies. If we're being really honest, obviously, they'd be probably way out of our reach. But like I said, football doesn't start and end with Birmingham City, and managers don't start and end with Chris Davies. There's other options. It wouldn't be the end of the world if he left. You know, it's just another bump in the road, which I think as Blues fans, we're all pretty much used to now.
Used to it, I was going to say, yeah.
We spoke about this the other week. He ain't going anywhere. He ain't going to go to any championship team. You can't name a championship team he's going to go to. And I think for many of the three teams that come down, we'll be up, so we'll be in the same league as them teams. He ain't going to jump to another team in the same league when we've got such good owners, good finances, and such good vision. There's not another team in the championship that could do that and offer him that sort of package or vision. So the only way he goes is if a Premier League team comes in for him, and then I could see him going. But are a Premier League team going to risk jumping on a manager that's his first job in league, and it's in League One? With, let's face it, it's an easy job, and you load Football Manager up and you're Birmingham City in League One. Anyone can sit there and put the players on the pitch, and it's like having the Bayern Munich job in Germany for so many years. You're guaranteed to win it. So yeah, credit he's done. He has been part of building us to what we are today at the minute this season. But I don't see any team gambling on him just yet. Like the Ipswich, no one gambled on the Ipswich bloke when in League One, and they only one or two teams gambled on him once he'd just got him into the Premier League. So no one really tried him in the Championship, and I think that'll be the same with Blues. I think they'll say, okay, well, let's see what he can do in the Championship. If he gets us in the playoffs first season round in the Championship, I think then we might have to worry, but I think we're safe for at least the next 12 months. I don't think anyone's going to come into it.
As I say, I don't think if anyone did come in, anyone who's likely to, i.e. a Championship club, they would have to sell him a hell of a dream to get him, to get anyone from us, really. Like, we've seen the stadium plans. Like, we've all heard Wagner speak. Chris Davies has obviously spoke to him in person. If I ever get a terminal illness, I want Wagner to tell me, because I think I'll be sound with it. I think I'll just be all right, because he's that charismatic and he can just sell anything to anyone. If there's anyone not on board that train, not looking at the stadium and the land that's been bought, going, Jesus Christ, I could be playing in a 60,000-seater stadium in England's second city, surrounded by the most futuristic-looking sports complex in the country at that point. If that doesn't turn you on, then you've got some weird fetishes I don't understand, because that's the dream for anyone, isn't it? Whether we're currently in League One or the Premier League, look at what's on offer. Look what's on the plate. All you got to do is hang around for 5 years, and you can have everything you've ever wanted.
There's no,
if you choose to leave now, Jesus.
No team in the Championship can offer that.
None of them.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think we've got to worry.
For the record, I don't think he'll leave, but I don't think it'll be the end of the world if he does.
We were just concerned. We're not saying he's going to go. It was just a topic because obviously
I'm more interested to see how he gets on next season, because I think that's the challenge, to see and test him as a manager. And I think a lot of teams that could potentially look at him will also see that. They'll say, okay, he's been given the golden ticket this season with a £30 million budget or whatever it's been in the Championship. In League One. Let's see what he can do in the Championship, even if we're going to spend another 40 million. It's not so much guaranteed that success in the Championship, especially with the parachute payments being so high. So I think he'll get judged on his managerial ability more next season, this season. But let's see. But he ain't going anywhere. Not for this year.
Have you got to get off, Joe?
Yeah, I was literally just about to jump in there. I am going to go. It's just 22. Thank you for having me on. Hopefully we can all do this again. It's been very fun.
We'll do it earlier, yeah? So you ain't going to get to bed.
What time do you finish school, Joe?
3:15.
Right, CBBS is on till 6:30, so we'll do it 6:30 next time.
Well, no, I can't miss Balamory. Can we make it 7 o'clock?
Yeah,
there's me if my lights just fell anyway. So thank you for having me.
No worries, Joe. The Blues.
Nice one, mate. Can I come in about Chris Davies, Jay?
Yeah.
So I take everyone's points, and he's not going anywhere in the next 12 months. I don't keep raising it, but my concerns are, yes, it's a great project. Yes, he's been sold this dream of, we're going to be playing in a 60-seater stadium in 5 years. But if we go up champions this season and we start off really well next season, say we're in the top 2 come this time next season, then you're gonna. It's like Joe said, you're gonna have teams sniffing around, and it's gonna be teams like Celtic, Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? If Tottenham get off to a bad start, do you know what I mean? Teams what he's come from. These are my worries. What are maybe in the Europa or in the Champions League. Celtic will probably be in the Champions League, and it's not me saying like he's not like right at this moment he's on board. He's 100%. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is things change, mate, in football. Do you know what I mean? And heads can be turned. Do you know what I mean? Like someone mentioned it. Managers come and go. Do you know what I mean? Players come and go. So I don't know, man. Like I said, he's our best signing, and I just want to make sure. And the Knighthead might have. I don't know what Knighthead have said to him. I'd imagine they've sold him the fucking dream. Do you know what I mean? But you know, if we come another year and a bit's time, and we're doing well, and then we lose a couple of games, and Tottenham are Tottenham or Celtic are looking for a manager. You just don't know, honestly. Offer him not an extended one, a better contract. Would it maybe, not turn his head? I don't know. I just don't want to lose him, because I think he's everything what we need at the moment and going forward. Do you know what I mean, guys?
Yeah, 100%. The other question I was going to ask as well is, obviously Blues have been slated a lot for how much we've spent, but also as well with the sellouts and stuff as well. I mean, what do you lads think about that, with the amount of fans that are on board and selling out like home and away, like dropping down a league? All these teams that are looking in from an outside point of view, thinking these Bluenoses, what's your thoughts on that?
Tough shit is the thoughts on that. Tough bollocks. You tell it you wouldn't do the same, whatever club you're in. Mansfield would do the same. Newport would do the same. Fucking Hensford Town would do the same. They'd all do the same. So it's tough, isn't it? This whole we come down and we're bullying the little kids, and people don't realise we've had 10 years of utter shite. But just spend 2 minutes Googling. Google is your friend. It's a few clicks away, and you can type in the history of Birmingham City ownership, and you can see the shit we went through. You can read all Dan Ivory's articles on it. You can watch. There's about 10 hours worth of Atlas episodes all about it, about how crap it was to be a Blues fan, about how all our fans disappeared because they didn't want to come and watch Dross. I went years and years of a season ticket. The best bit was pre-game. As soon as that whistle blew to start, for kickoff, start the game, it all fell off a cliff. That was the worst bit about the day. And so don't make out that we just as if we're just Man City and thought, you know what will be a laugh? Let's just play in League One. We haven't chose to do that. We were shit and we deserve to be in League One. There was a long, steep decline that led us to this. And again, so if you want to take I had arguments on Twitter, or X as it now is.
I do follow you on Twitter. You're quite funny, to be honest.
I argue a lot, but I had arguments with who was it we played in the cup? Why is that slipping my mind? Shrewsbury fans. So they were moaning because we dared to sell tickets. We dared to put thousands of pounds in their tills to probably pay their staff for the next month, because they boycott the cup, and that's a whole separate issue. But they're moaning that we're selling out and we're selling away tickets and allocations, and we're acting like it's that cup final, blah blah. They're also moaning that we're spending a lot of money. How do you think we get that money, lads? By selling out these pissing games. So when Shrewsbury are moaning, and all these lower league clubs are moaning that we're selling out the cup games that we're supposed to be boycotting, if you sold your games out, lads, you'd be able to buy your own fucking Stansfield, wouldn't you? It's a financial business. Football is. We have come down. We have invested. We've got return for that investment. We got the fans back and the good feeling on side. We got the fireworks and everything. And yes, there's Bolton fans on Twitter taking the piss out of our light show. We won 2-0. Take the piss all you want. Who cares? We beat you. You crap. Piss off back up north. Eat some pies. And that is the rhetoric for every game we play this season. Rival fans can moan that we're glory hunters. We're in League One. We are not glory hunters. They can moan that we're buying the league. Damn fucking right we are, as every football team across the world currently does. That is football. There are no homegrown superstars anymore. And if they are, they stay with you for a couple of years, then they go to Dortmund, then Real Madrid. That is the world we live in now. So I do not feel guilty or bad or embarrassed about what Birmingham City are doing. And I hope in the summer we spend another 100 million. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Superb, Mark. Ad, what you reckon, son?
Wrexham have just done it for the last 2 seasons.
Exactly. Wrexham are the prime example. Wrexham coming to us and pleading poverty and claiming that they're hard done by because we spent 20 million on Jay Stansfield. Oh, how can we? Poor fucking Wrexham, who beat up the weak kid for 3 pissing years in a row. Sorry, Adam, carry on.
No, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wrexham have done it to all the lower leagues below this. And unfortunately, this is what's happened. You're going to get a team in every season, in every league. You're going to get one team that have a proper good go at it. And let's face it, we're too big to be in this league. But we've come down. If we'd have come down with the old owners, we'd be sitting here scrounging around with Rotherham trying to sign 3 players. That's not the case. Just get out of it. Everyone's out their heads. We ain't going to be here for long. We're having a pit stop in this league, and we'll back out. And then we'll be up challenging the teams like Leeds and Southamptons when they come down. in the Championship, and we'll be spending some money that we've dreamt of doing for years. But these teams down below, they've had to just put up with Wrexham doing it. The thing is, we've just come down and blown Wrexham out of the water. That's what's happened. So that's what's took everyone by surprise.
Off the park and on the park.
Everyone wants us to fail, don't they? That's what happens in life. Everyone wants the good guy to fail all the time. The most money or doing the best. Everyone wants him to fail. So let that be us. Love it, because that's what I do. I love it, the fact that everyone's like this. And let's just sit here and smile at each game that goes by, because we're hammering every team, and just be cocky with it.
Yeah, lads are spoils, lads. Lovely.
Yeah, man.
Nick, you reckon?
Yeah, I totally agree, mate. It's like we're the Man City of League One, and it's about time, mate. Like, it's not as if like we're like Shrewsbury, what came down from the Championship, or even Huddersfield or Rotherham. Like, we're a massive club, you know, and the investors, United, have seen it. You know, they've jumped on board. They've invested a load of dough. It's just jealousy, mate. It's just jealousy. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, and it is what it is. Like, you're gonna get it. Like, I think Adam mentioned, like, everyone hates the good guy. You know, so everyone hates Man City. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. So, mate, I couldn't give a fuck. Honestly, I could not give a fuck of what these League One fans say, because we're not going to be in here much longer. We're going to be gone by the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? So, no, not at all. Not at all. I don't even take no notice of it, to be honest with you. I don't. I just don't. The only time I hear people saying about, what do you think about League One fans think of us, is when I come on streams, because I just don't take no notice. I don't get involved with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So man, we're a massive club, but that's go. Yeah, we're a massive club that's going places. It's not like I just mentioned, Rotherham, Huddersfield, what have gone down, and they're picking decent free transfers up. They're fucking investing massively, like to get to the Premier League. So they've got to suck it up, man.
So this will sound like hyperbole and exaggeration, but it's not. It's not. So United, the main reasons they bought this club was HS2. Regardless of what people think of HS2, that was a driving force behind it. Excuse the pun. They realised, rightly so, you can get to the centre of centre of London from Birmingham quicker on HS2 than you can get from the centre of London to Tottenham's ground. They see Birmingham as almost the outer circle of London. They didn't just buy Birmingham City and think, let's get them promoted, let's make a shit ton of money, let's sell it, it's just an investment. They invested in Birmingham, the city, not just the city. They invested in Birmingham, the people. They invested in you and me and everyone else. Every working class man who busts his bollocks off at work every day. That's what United bought into. That we bought them here by being us. These rival teams can piss and moan. They didn't just look around and pick a team and go, "Oh, Birmingham, that'll do." No, we've all worked our bollocks off to build Birmingham, the city, into what it is, the industrial powerhouse that it was throughout decades, and what it is now to the country and to the world, if given the chance. And that's what they bought into, us. So rival clubs can moan and they can bitch and moan. Sorry, we as working ass brummies built this as a viable option for an investor. And that's why they're here. So no, do I bollocks feel embarrassed or upset by that? It's tough. It's absolutely tough. Wrexham got bought because Disney liked the story, essentially. It was available. McElhenney and Reynolds like the story. They can go to a pub dressed as Deadpool and have a few laughs. We got bought because of what we give to the country and to the world. And I will never feel embarrassed or guilty for that.
I think one of them said it about Wrexham, didn't they? I think he said someone's asked him at some point, said, why Wrexham? And there was something to do with the place. And he said, I bought it because of the place.
He said it reminded him of Philadelphia, didn't he? McElhenney's a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Yeah, he weren't like
he said the people
reminded out of a hat.
Yeah,
there was like you say, that's exactly the same with our owners. They ain't brought Blues out of a hat. They've brought it on the vision of look what they can do, and they can get everyone from the country to our what's going to be headquarters. Apparently, within one train, within probably an hour or less than an hour, whatever it's going to be. So, they're businessmen. They're clever people. They know what they're doing. They ain't bought us just because it's fucking blue and white or Birmingham
No.
City.
Research Knighthead, it's all on Google, like Mark says, click of your fingers, you can see how successful Knighthead are and what they've turned over and stuff. It's all on Google.
And
he's
it's
a
the
very
centre of
clever
the
man.
country as well. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's the centre of the country.
Yeah.
They're not daft. So, no, man, I don't. Yeah, man.
Obviously, Blues. Well, I'm guessing they're going to be spending some more money in the January transfer window. I would have thought. Do you? I mean, I know like what social media is like and stuff. With like people commenting, and I've seen a couple of posts where a couple of Blues fans are being concerned about, is this squad good enough for the Championship? So, I mean, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that as well, lads. Do you think that this squad is a strong Championship side as it stands at the minute? What do you reckon, Mark?
I'd say yes. I'd say maybe goalkeeper we need to improve.
Yeah.
But as a general rule, none of these players were bought to play in League One. Not a single one of them. They were bought with Championship in mind, which is why people bemoan the slow start we had when Rotherham were signing superstars like Johnson, Clark, Harris. How many goals he scored? Not many. We waited and we took our time and we did it properly. We haven't in previous years, which is why Blues fans got a bit perturbed that we hadn't signed every man and his dog by that point. And then suddenly this flurry of signings came in. They looked, they researched, they did it properly. And the reason they're all on long contracts is because they're on Championship contracts. I do not know the ins and outs of these contracts, but I almost guarantee there'll be lots of release clauses and lots of bonuses involved. Release if we don't go up either this year or next, and then bonuses as and when we do. Stansfield signing for so long. He's a Premier League prospect in Knighthead's eyes and in the Blues' eyes. As I say, the only one I'd look at maybe is goalkeeper, because both of them scare the living hell out of me when the ball's at their feet. And that's partly PTSD from being a Blues fan. You just expect it to go wrong. But Peacock Farrell has had a couple of clangers. Ryan Allsop seems a bit more content and assured.
Yeah, I think he's better as the weeks go on.
Yeah, I think he is. I was concerned at first that he slowed the build up down a bit, maybe.
Charlton, the prime example.
Yeah, we didn't seem to. Excuse me, didn't seem to flow as well. Bailey Peacock Farrell fancied himself as a skillful little ball player, and that was his detriment at times. And that's probably what ended up with him getting dropped. But he did keep the ball moving. It was like an extra defender round the back. Allsop, to me, isn't quite that player, but then he's made some cracking saves, including the penalties. So
It was quickly the other night against Bolton with the ball.
Yeah, it was. 100%. And it could just be a chemistry thing. It could just be that they're not as used to passing it around with him. But
yeah. So you're not concerned then, Mark? You're pretty confident that this set of players it stands at the minute before the January transfer window, that this is a good, strong Championship side?
Yeah, this team is 100 points, 100 goals in League One. Championship, I'd say 110 points, 110 goals.
Ad, you reckon to the comments and thoughts?
I think it's a mid-table Championship team.
Yeah.
Because I think other than Stansfield, there's no other goal. We ain't got another goal scorer. I don't think Alfie Maher would have as much freedom as he does in League One. Hence, he's never gone higher than League One.
Iwata
and Pike, their Championship, they're already ready to go. I think Clara and Bielik at the back are sorted. We've seen Ethan Laird in the Championship can blow hot and cold, depending. So he can either be a Premier League right back or he can be a League One right back. You just don't know what you're going to get. I think the left back's good enough to go in the Championship. The wingers worry me a bit more. Anderson definitely in Championship level. Wright might be, but I don't think he'll be a week out and out player week in, week out. I think we might need another. I'd like to see a bit like a faster player for the right, a bit like this Yakamoto or something, whatever he's called. I think someone like him on the right, someone we can nurture now, ready for the Championship. Because I think he's definitely the guy that they're getting up for left mid. Because Hansen hasn't really hit the ground running as he has probably hoped. So I think wingers will definitely be something they're going to have to look at in the summer. Not this season. We don't need to worry about it this season. And then striker, because we cannot go into the Championship with everything relying on Jamie Stansfield again, because as that's proven, it don't work. And Djukovic hopefully will be out of the club.
I was going to say, he can do a job. We got Djukovic still.
Yeah, he can drive the bus to the away games. I don't think Lyndon Dykes is good enough for the Championship.
No.
And obviously, as we know, Alfie May's never played that level, so there's probably a reason for that. And I think Alfie May's about 30, 31 maybe. So striker, I think they've got to go big again in the summer. So I think we're 70% set for the Championship, I'd say. But I don't think we need to go and do much. Oh, and a goalkeeper, obviously, we've already spoke about. I don't think we need to do anything January really too much this season. I think save the books, save it already, and go big again in the summer. Because, like I said, I think we'll have the league wrapped up by March. Some point in March, I think we'll be celebrating in the Tilton.
Yeah.
Best stand.
What do you reckon, Nick?
Yeah, I tend to agree with Adam in terms of. I think we're set for this season. I don't think we need no additions. Do you
think they'll bring anybody in January though? You say
no, not potentially, unless we get a major injury in certain areas where we're kind of like really struggling for an area. Not really. I was a little bit worried at the first 6 games of the goalkeepers, but I think they'll be fine in League One, especially with Ryan Allsop. So I'm not worried at all in terms. I think you might see 1 or 2 coming in the January, maybe a couple of loans if we've got injuries. We are picking up injuries now. In terms of is this team good enough for the Championship? It's definitely good enough for the Championship. I'm not sure whether it's good enough for a top 6 challenge at the moment. I'd say probably 10th or something like that. But with additions in the summer, 100%, mate. Like you get a decent goalkeeper in. Maybe you drop Allsop to the second goalkeeper. Get a decent ball playing goalkeeper in. Get someone up there with Stansfield, and I can't really listen. I love Keisha Anderson. He's played class this season, but in the Championship, he's not really a Championship player. So I'd expect a couple of wingers maybe come in. We've got the dough to spend it, so I definitely expect like a top 6 push next season. 100%, yeah.
So with the cup draw, the club were hoping, as we all were, for a big team. Bigger anyway, certainly Championship, definitely not Sutton. We're hoping for a big team in the cup soonish when they enter the fray, to sort of test ourselves properly against it. Because ultimately we don't know. We've got the one game against Fulham kind of to sort of try and guess whether we could handle exactly. It's not really a barometer to measure ourselves against. So we could do with drawing a decent team in the cup to work out if we could handle ourselves. In terms of bringing players in, I think we will, and I don't think we'll stop bringing players in, because once you stand still, you stagnate and you die. I think I know as much as I could ever place a bet on it. Gardner and co are constantly looking, because there are going to always be players out there worthy of bringing in. Regardless of what we've got, there's always more to bring in. Man City still sign players despite being arguably the best team in the world. United got to a point where they were sort of happy with what they got, and then panicked and just spent they broke the transfer record on Martial, didn't they? And just anyone will do. And Chelsea just fucking throw money at it and hope it works. Man City constantly kept working. We have to. It sounds daft and ridiculous, and please don't just click this and put this out. But we have to look at Man City and say that is the model we are emulating. That is what we want to be. That's what we're aspiring to be. Let's shoot for the stars and land on the moon, whatever that saying is. They keep searching, we keep searching. Never stop searching for those players, because there is someone better than every position we've got out there. We've just got to find them and entice them to the club.
I think right side of the front three is the 3 behind Stansfield. I think that's the position we ain't quite happy. We don't seem to have somebody that's settled there all season. I know we've got Wright, but again, I don't think he's played well when he's come on in games, but I think he's more of an impact player. But we seem to.
Right.
Yeah, I think he's more of an impact player. I think that would be the one. If January was going to come around, I think there'd be someone I'd be like, go and get someone who can really nail down that position and really could cause problems for other teams. Like we're overloaded on the left, let's face it, aren't we? And the minute that went off the other night, they swapped it all around, and Williamson went out on the right. I much prefer Williamson down the middle. I feel like he gets a little bit lost when he goes out on the right. And he's played a few times out there, so say something that you don't quite see Scott Wright as a starter. So, yeah, we definitely need a right winger, should we call it?
With a left foot, maybe,
just someone with pace. The game's fast now. It's all about movement and speed. The way the modern game is played, you've got to have pace, and that's one thing that Blues have struggled with for years in the Championship. We've just stood still, lumping it up to a
Seat at the back as well.
I'm going to say a donkey up front. Again, I'll get hammered on Twitter for that comment, but that's all we've done, and we've been found out for years, and hence we've stood still and never got forward. We've never moved forward. So the game's all about pace. I think if we went and got someone quick on the right wing, I think we really would be the real deal then. I think that's the final little tiny piece I'm saying I think we're missing in this team. But at the minute, we're coping with it quite well, so that's fine.
Yeah, do you think for this season, though, Ad? Do you think we're all right for this season, or are you saying?
I think we're all right. I do think we're fine, but I just think sometimes we keep putting Williamson out there, and I think his game's down the middle, and he's such a big presence, and he's twinkle toes, and he's so he has such an impact down the middle. He doesn't seem to do that down the right. He don't seem to have much of an impact. And again, when Hansen got injured, it seemed to shift that he put Williamson out on the right when it was kind of the obvious substitution for me was to bring the lad on from Japan, that Yakamara. I thought that was the obvious. Yeah, I thought that was the obvious reply. I need to get his name, don't I?
You've had about 3 attempts at that and got it wrong every time.
I'll get it quicker than Djukovic scores, trust me. So, yeah, I think that was the obvious sub for me. I was sitting there thinking, why is he bringing on Leonard? I was thinking, and then obviously he put Williamson out on the right.
Yeah.
I thought we need someone on the right. I think go and get someone.
He had Laird out on the right as well in possession. Where
I don't think that looked more. But I just think it's not raw pace. I think you want raw pace down them wings. We're a quick moving team now. Put that ball in.
Yeah.
Well, Ethan Laird played well,
Yeah.
When he come on,
he almost plays right wing and right back in the same position. Sometimes he almost does both. Where Cochrane don't seem to go.
No.
I wish he would have scored that header though, like just for himself.
Yeah, it's great header, wasn't it?
Header that was. You can't. That was superb.
We've got some depth to come back. I mean, we've still got Buchanan left back. We've got Sanderson's not really had a sniff yet. Bielik's got to come back.
Although he did play well against Shrewsbury, though. Sanderson did.
Yeah, Harrison's got to come back. But let's see.
I don't think that Harris has a sniff. I don't,
He played one game, didn't he, away from home?
He scored
early on in the season. I think he won 3-1. Again, went 1-0 down early on.
What about Tyler Roberts?
Jay,
4 years. 4 years of Tyler Roberts.
I was just looking to see how when I mentioned his name.
Right, him, Oliver Burke, Hogan. I mean, where do you want? I mean, I nearly killed myself last season.
Remember him? Oliver Burke.
Oliver Burke. Remember that? Okay. We did on Oliver Burke, mate. Jesus Christ.
But this is what we're saying, man. We're like 14 months on from that, and we're just a completely different outfit, guys. Do you know what I mean?
We've signed a player for every position and improved every position.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
And we've gone down the league as well. Crazy.
I think both centre mids have improved. With the one Miyoshi on the right, I'd rather have Scott Wright. I feel like Miyoshi was too lightweight. Left back, we've improved. Right back, I mean, we've got 3 options now, right back. Centre backs have improved. I mean, we've improved every position on this pitch this season. Every position. So we're looking good.
Yeah, so we've hit the hour mark, lads. I've really enjoyed talking to you. But before we go, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Mansfield game and your predictions as well. So, Mark, I'll start with you first, mate.
3-1. They'll score first. Stansfield will get a hat trick.
Nice.
Stick a 10 on it.
I'm going to go. I've been saying for weeks we're so close to clicking to hammering a team 4 or 5-0. And I think it's looking like it could happen now. And I'm going to go 4-0. And I even think Djukovic might come off the coach on the pitch and score. I'm only joking anyway. But yeah, 4-0. I'm going to go 4-0. Easy.
4-0, no.
Go on, son. Nick?
Yeah, I'm actually going to this game, so I'm chuffed. I'm going for 2-1 Blues, and I'm going for Stansfield. I think Stansfield to start over May, given he scored, and May just looked like he was trying too hard to me on the other night. But I'm going 2-1 Blues, Stansfield to score, and Djukovic to come off the bench with a looping header.
With his buzz hat.
With his buzz hat on. Now, 2-1 Blues.
What did you say the score was going to be? 2-1?
2-1 Blues, yeah.
Djukovic is scoring for them.
I'm going to go for a 3-0. 3-0 Blues.
Nice.
You going?
No, I ain't going. Nah, Nick's going.
I'm
at work.
I'm trying to get a ticket. I'm putting the feelers out at the minute. Trying to get one. I want to get to that. Early kick-off as well, I think, 12:30.
12:30, yeah.
I'm at work, lads, so I'll be with you in spirit, whoever's going or wherever you're watching it. I'll be at work. No. But lads, I've really enjoyed talking to you a lot tonight. I'm hoping we can do it again if you enjoyed it. And I love you all loads. Keep right on. Up the Blues.
Cheers, mate.
Nice one, Jay. Keep right on, guys.
Cheers,
Keep right on, lads.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you.
Who's that? Me? Oh, yeah, you. Sorry. Hello. Wherever we go, we go.
Tony and Dad.
7-0 now, I'm here. Let's fucking have it.